They came to the house of Kergina, Yata's former sweetheart and the shaman woman. Inside the tent, the girls peered from the entrance and watched. "Look, girls, men," exclaimed the first girl. "How big and strong they are," whispered the second. "One of them is a Chukchi, the others are Russians. Looks like they're geologists or something," the third girl said. But why do they carry Kalashnikovs?" the first girl said in surprise. "I never saw geologists with guns." "Maybe because there are a lot of bandits around," the fourth girl guessed. "Anyway," the first girl continued, "I don't care who they are. I'd sure like to sleep with one of them and have a kid." "So would I," said the second. "I'm 23 already. Am I meant to stay here like a blossom in the wilderness forever?" "But I'm almost 25, the first girl exclaimed. "Old age isn't far away. You know, girls, I'd give up half my life just to sleep with one of those men." "So would I," the third girl added. "Just look at them, real men, not like our feeble youngsters." "What's this? Spying on me? Are you, you little bitches?" Kergina appeared from the rear of the tent. "Get out of my Uranga," Kergina ordered. "Out! And never come back again, or I'll set my spirits against you." "Forgive us, Aunt Kergina, please forgive us," the first girl pleaded with tears in her eyes. "I swear by our guardian spirits, we looked only because we heard men's voices," the second girl tried to explain their misbehavior. "How could you dare?" Kergina gradually calmed down. "How can I trust you now?" "How can I know? You aren't spying for the district commissioner." "Can't you believe us, Auntie? We are good, decent reindeer girls. Do you know anyone among the reindeer folk who would work for the Soviet commissioners?" the first girl pleaded. "Please forgive us, Aunt Kergina. Punish us if you want to, but don't send us away." She fell on her knees, weeping bitterly, and the other girls followed suit, weeping and pleading. There was a minute's pause before Kergina broke the silence. "Well," she said, "you really deserve to be flogged. You deserve a good thrashing." She took her deerskin rawhide whip from the wall. The girls knelt down and obediently bowed their heads as a sign of submission. Kergina gave them a vigorous lashing. But the girls remained silent and patiently accepted their punishment. "I guess that's enough." Kergina hung the whip back in its place. "But don't ever spy on old Kergina. We won't, Aunt Kergina, never again." "I hope so." Kergina's voice had now resumed its earlier calm. "Now have a seat, and I'll make you some tea." They drank and enjoyed their tea in silence. Finally, the first girl could stand it no more. "Aunt Kergina." "Yes?" "I want to ask you something." "What's it?" "Oh, I don't know how to start, and I'm afraid you'll get angry again, but I..." Kergina gave a sigh. "Come on, out with it. Tell me what's on your mind. Otherwise, you'll never calm down and relax." "Well, I want to ask you about..." the girl muttered. "About those men who came to see you. the men with guns. Probably they were prospectors or something. Kergina adopted a stony expression. You are to forget that you ever saw them. Otherwise, you are never welcome at my Yaranga again. Don't be so severe, Auntie, the girl pleaded. You have to try and understand us too. Understand what? You're a real woman. You've had men and a kid. But will anybody ever want us? Is the rest of our life going to be empty and dull? Yes, Aunt Kergina, the third girl put in. If we never have children, what will happen to the spirits of our kinfolk? You know, we don't want to be the last of our line. Every woman's supposed to become a mother and bear children. I'm sure those prospectors would be only too glad to have us. Any man would, very young and healthy and good-looking, the second girl pleaded. And, you know, they look like real men, tough and strong, the fourth girl added. I have a feeling that the sun and dawn have brought us together. Don't prevent us from meeting them, Aunt Kergina. For the sake of the sun and the dawn, we'll do anything for you, whatever you want, the first girl implored. We'll come here on the holidays and work for you, please. Kergina could well understand the girl's desire for a man, and for motherhood was a natural craving of their healthy young flesh. She recalled her years with Yatta, and well remembered the yearning and anguish she had felt at nights. But that was not the main thing. These girls aspired to become mothers, sacred desire for any woman. On the other hand, it would be irresponsible. How could she put Yatta, her own man, and his comrades at such a risk? But was it a risk? After all, she had lived here for 20 years, trusting her own people. And at no time had they broken the trust. They wanted her to live and help them. And they had faithfully kept her secret, so that neither the Soviet authorities nor the local party or Young Komsomol Communist League had ever suspected anything. And these girls were from most reliable families. Not a single party member or young communist among them. Admittedly, Rolina had an older brother in the league, but he had been far away at some construction site for the last 4 years. Then she thought of something else. What would Yatta's comrades themselves want? They were young men, and they had lived without women for many years. Only the Creator knew how much time they had left to them, if they were to survive at all. It was quite possible they would be upset if she prevented the girls from meeting them. Apart from which, she had to let them know that the girls had seen them. Well, what can I say, she said. You are so persistent, you little foxes, but I know your families and your kinfolk, so maybe I can trust you. Absolutely, Aunt Kergina, absolutely and completely. I swear it, the first girl exclaimed. Maybe I can ask them what they would wish, but, you know, I can't imagine any man who would refuse, the second girl said. And we are not at all bad-looking, are we? That's not the point, Kergina retorted. And before I even talk to them, you all must swear